I guess that's how it goes. Yeah, that's right. I saw Mission Impossible. Dun, dun. It was dangerous. I was scared. I was worried. Oh, I feel like this has to be Mission Impossible 2's version of Mission Impossible. Maybe not. Yes, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. That is a busy goddamn title. Also, like, if you look at it, hold on, dang, I just clicked that. If you look at it typed out, it's Mission, Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. All spelled out. That's, oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 words. 2 weird little, I don't even know what you would call them. That, like, little title thingies, title flourishes. It's weird. So it came out, I forgot to talk about it last week because I had seen it. But also when I saw it, it was a terrible experience. Because I sat next to a mouth-breathing old man, I'm sorry, and there was thinking people talking in the theater. There was a guy who couldn't find his seat because he got in just as they turned the lights off, even though they don't turn the effing lights off until they stop playing the last trailer and actually start playing the movie. So that means this guy missed the first trailers when the lights were still on, came in, couldn't find his seat, shines his effing flashlight on his phone. I could see him in my peripheral. The lights hurting my eyes. Meanwhile, I'm trying to watch the first scene in the effing movie. And he's like, hey, where are you? He's trying to say that. And I hear people going, shh, on the other side of the corner of the stupid theater. But they couldn't, either A, that guy couldn't hear him, but he wasn't the only person talking. There was another group also kind of talking. But didn't matter whether or not the person shushing thought their shushing was helping the other people not talk, because they just continued to shush throughout the... I mean, there are 2 points in the movie where they went shushing. So when I saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, it was in a series of not great conditions. And I kind of want to see it again, because I wonder if I would like it better or not. But yeah, I liked it fine. It was fine. It's more like a Rogue Nation than Fallout. Jacob, I heard that. Okay, let's see here. I want to look up a clip from the first Mission Impossible movie. Real quickie. Mission Impossible 1. Kittredge. I want to find... Oh, yeah. So they... one thing I appreciate, and nobody's going to be able to see this, but I'm going to demonstrate to my brother, I guess. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning goes back to the visual styles of Mission Impossible, the first one. They do like crazy tilts with the camera and these weird close-ups. You see what I'm talking about? Jacob, you should look. They go back to this level of shooting. And sometimes it's kind of cool, and sometimes it's kind of weird, because there'll be like 2 people talking, and like it's literally like the camera is cutting off part of their eyebrow and a piece of their chin, and it's tilted one way, but then if they want to show another angle of them talking to the same person, they literally just put the camera on the other side of their face that close up. So then you're going from like left side of the face this close up, right side of the face that close up, and nothing's really changed in the framing. It's still that person's face talking to a person, but just so the camera could do something. It's like cut from this side of the face to the other side of the face. I thought that was funny. There's a story thing. I know, like we were talking about before, nobody really gives a flip about the story. Like, even though the stories are serviceable in the Mission Impossible movies, I don't care at all. I wouldn't say at all. To
the extent that it creates the tension, like to know what's going on, to be like, oh, they've got this many seconds to do this.
Yeah. It's mostly like, oh, we gotta do this, or this thing's over there, and we gotta get to it.
This many things have gone wrong. Oh, no.
Yeah. And then a big, crazy, death-defying stunt happens, or a car chase, or whatever. This time, they actually did have a story beat that is like I would have been a little bit mad if I heard about it before I saw the movie. But I'm more mad about it because I didn't know if it was the best decision for the movie, and it did take me out of it a little bit, and it's like happens right smack dab in the middle of the movie. It's like a cruxing point or whatever. But then they get into the cool stunts, but there's only like, I mean, I always forget to count like the car chases because those are obviously also major big stunts and crazy stuff. There's a cool little alleyway fight where there's literally like 3 feet wide, and Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy and Tom Cruise are like trying to fight in that little alley, and they're like flipping over each other in a cramped space. That was kind of cool. Palm, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm gonna look her up because she was good in it. Mantis, Guardians. What's her name? Her name is. My name is. What's that from? Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I think. I don't know. Palm Clementieff. Yes. She played someone in Mission Impossible. I don't remember her name. She didn't speak at all, but her character is actually really cool. There are actually a couple... There's like 2 or 3 or 4 new characters in this movie. They're actually really good and really cool. So I do appreciate that. Haley Atwell is in... She's like... she's in it for the long... Well, I say the long haul, but this is part 1 of 2. So, she's the new... main people in the franchise now with 2 movies left, but they do make it seem like she's like an integral part of the movie and the team. Like she's basically a new member of the team, basically, and that's kind of cool. She's like a thief person. She steals stuff and stuff. And the coolest, there are 2 cool parts when Tom Cruise took the stinking bike off the cliff. And then what was really impressive was the fact that they managed to get the camera, like, or maybe they just zoomed in. They probably were further away and zoomed in. But they get the camera, like, maybe 4 feet in front of his face, and you just see Tom Cruise's skin trying to leave his skull and bones as he's flopping through the wind before he pulls it. I think it was before he pulled the parachute. So that was pretty cool. And then there was also the train stuff, which I love a good train fight. Apparently a lot of it was real, but I thought it looked fake for a second. I don't know how real or fake it was, but if it was real, that's crazy. But yeah, there's only 2 big, like, whoa, he might die stunts. But that means the next one's going to have probably way more. Because I've also seen people be like, well, if this is like the Rogue Nation, then the next one's going to be like Fallout 2. Maybe, in a way. So, yeah. That's my Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 review. I hate saying that full name.
I think a lot of people have, like, Part 1 allergies. They don't want to...
Yeah. I think Spider-Verse didn't... they advertised it, but they didn't... When it was coming out, they weren't like, oh, it's Part 1, everybody. They were like...
Right. Well, yeah, and then the movie itself is very, very Part 1.
Yeah. And then Doom Part 1... Doom came out last year or whatever, but Part 2 is about to come out. I'm really curious about that, though. I want to compare the Part 1's box offices versus the Part 2's.
Well, yeah, weirdly, because first of all, it's going to be the last Mission Impossible, isn't it? The next one? Or...
Probably. I'm going to say probably.
If it's the last Mission Impossible, it's got finale boost, right? But then also, if people didn't see Part 1, why would they go see Part 2?
But they could have caught Part 1 at home.
They could have,
I'm going to finish
maybe.
it off at Part 2. But I'm curious about that with all Part 1s and 2s. Like, will people just skip Part 1 in the theater if they knew it was Part 1 and then watch it at home and then go see the Part 2 in theater? But also, I don't know. I feel like if you could just wait, then maybe you just wait with Part 2 also. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think this Mission Impossible is going to do fine financially. And even if it didn't, they're already probably 2/3 done with Mission Impossible Part 2. So it's like, F it. Who cares anymore? It's not like Tom Cruise is going to be like, oh, well, Seven didn't make as much money. We're going to spend less money on this. If anything, I would see him doubling down and being like, we're about to spend twice as much money and see what happens. I was thinking, what if he just throws, like, he's already going to go to space, but if he, instead of coming back safely, he's like, I'm going to skydive from space.
You can't.
I'm going to make a suit to where I can.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I think he could.
No, you'd burn up. I don't know if a suit alone would provide the insulation necessary to survive re-entry.
I don't know, but he's working with Elon Musk.
So? He may have a ship.
Might have an Iron Man suit.
No.
I'm kidding. I don't know.